We could talk about The Office all day on this Dragon Ball Z podcast.
We might, because I've never fucking seen it.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen one goddamn episode of The Office.
That would be a terrible podcast because there's thousands out there.
I bet there's a million.
Including like 3 done by Office actors who really haven't done anything else with their acting career after the show ended.
Oh, really? Is it about how they really haven't done anything else with their acting career after the show?
No, they review all the episodes and they give you fun behind the scenes tidbits.
Oh. Okay, that seems like fun. It's like the Always Sunny podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Except they've been able to launch very successful careers, in my opinion. I feel like the Office ones are mostly because they just don't have anything else.
Oh,
we could talk about The Office all day on this Dragon Ball Z podcast.
We might, because I've never fucking seen it.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen one goddamn episode of The Office.
That would be a terrible podcast because there's thousands out there.
I bet there's a million.
Including like 3 done by Office actors who really haven't done anything else with their acting career after the show ended.
Oh, really? Is it about how they really haven't done anything else with their acting career after the show?
No, they review all the episodes and they give you fun behind the scenes tidbits.
Oh. Okay, that seems like fun. It's like the Always Sunny podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Except they've been able to launch very successful careers, in my opinion. I feel like the Office ones are mostly because they just don't have anything else.
Oh, that's
it's a little sad.
It is kind of sad. But I mean, okay, think about you go to a con, because we've been to a fair number of fan X's at this point. You see the faces in the celebrity zoo, as Red Letter Media so eloquently puts it.
Yeah.
You're like, I know you as guest character actor from that one episode of Star Trek, and 30 years later, you're still living on that fame.
Yeah, like the Soup Nazi. He shows up at every con that I've ever been to. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
From Seinfeld.
And that's what he's known as. And that's what he lives off of. And you know what? For some of those people, shit, that's probably great.
Honestly, more power to him if you can get by. I mean, it's a little like, from the outside looking in, it seems
pathetic. It seems a little pathetic.
But if you can make a living doing that, and then you get to do what you want outside of that, who the hell cares?
Yeah.
I want more, hopefully.
I mean, I'm in a weird place where I both do and don't. We've talked about it, where I'm like, yeah, I want recognition. I want no one to know I exist. Where I'm in 2 different places about it.
You can't have both.
I bet you can. It's like, who's the fucking producer of the last 50 hit singles of the last 40 years or whatever? Just threw a bunch of random numbers at you. Yeah.
That's a great question. I don't know.
You don't know their name, but
you think somebody does?
Yeah, it's just like some guy writes half of the music, except for Lady Gaga, because she's a fucking maestro level genius.
She really is just a genius and seems
truly is
a decent person for what I've had, but somebody's definitely going to contradict me on that.
Well, fuck you, whoever you are. I like Stephanie Germanotta. That's the 2 ends of the stardom spectrum, right? Soup Nazi. Kind of not even really famous, but your name exists because of one thing. Or everyone knows who you are everywhere. Lady Gaga.
That's true. It's the Soup Nazi Lady Gaga scale.
What's the Soup Nazi Lady Gaga curve that we need to apply?
Yeah.
We're talking about likes and shares.
And right now, we're not even on it.
I'm okay with that.
If we're on it, the Soup Nazi is further up than we are. So we're in the negative on his end of the scale.
We're sub Soup Nazi, but we just chugging away, doing the thing that we know how to do.
I think that is a very good summary. Yeah, God.
Succinction.
My brain today. We got to start this podcast.
Yeah, I realize that you're going to be dying tonight. Let's try and
so late.
Yeah, let's try and make it short-ish for the sake of both of our fucking sanity. Look, I'm on probably the last 3 days, 10 hours of sleep total last 3 days. Like, I tried to sneak in a little nap after work before this recording, and that's why I'm drinking more fucking coffee. Yeah, this episode's gonna fucking blow, and I'm sorry, because it's the actual content of the episodes, unfortunately for our state of being, were pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
I would say
it's really good.
Last time on Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z, we talked about the beginning of the Majin Buu saga. We got a little bit into it, and sorry, you wanted to...
It's just coffee break, John.
I fucking guess so. The other world, not other world. I keep wanting to say that. Fuck me in the mouth.
It's just the world tournament, no other.
The World Martial Arts Tournament was interrupted as our heroes had to go fight Majin Buu, or rather protect the world from his devastation, and in doing so could unite all peoples within our nation. They chose to denounce the evils of truth and love, and that's what happened last time.
Did you have that written down?
No. I don't write anything down.
I was going to continue it, but then I realized I don't remember.
To extend our reach to the stars above. To Jesse James, Team Rocket Blast, Love and Speed of Light, surrender now, prepare to fight.
Wait a second.
That is right.
Their names are Jesse James, just like the cowboy assassin Jesse James.
Dude,
or wasn't he like a famous
Yes.
cowboy thing?
Just now? Just now? Just now. At 32. Just now?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Jesse James, the American outlaw. Wow. I bet I'm the first person to discover that. Welcome to Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z. I'm Spencer.
And I am John.
And today we're going to be going over episodes 225 to 229 of Dragon Ball Z.
Hey, before we do that, do a shout out.
Oh my God. It's time for the pre-roll shout out.
I feel like... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
What?
No, go ahead.
So this is the fun time for everybody where we get to congratulate our guys because they're just two guys right now about how cool they are for giving us money on that old Patreon page, patreon.com/EHDBZ.
I love that I'm the keeper of 5 letters for that.
Hang on. I think I can do this. A big thank you to Spencer Feuerstein and Tyler Hyatt.
Hey.
No, I can. Is that right?
Yeah, you nailed it.
Okay. Then I can turn it up to 11. A special thanks to Tyler Hyatt and Spencer Feuerstein. You guys are the best.
God, I wasn't ready for...
To say sincerest thanks, I had to turn up the notch just a bit. Now we're back down.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I honestly feel my voice feels a little weaker, like a little scratchier now that I've done that.
Maybe we should just coffee break this episode.
Because it's just a small relaxing.
Yeah. Let's just coffee break this episode.
Let's just settle in. Hang on, what's my coffee break voice?
Oh, hey there.
Hey there.
Oh, that one was like
had a little edge to it, didn't it?
That was like a cowboys hitting me up at a bar in the corner and like crept up on me and saw that I was available for a night's stay. That's what that felt like.
A night's stay?
Yeah, in my asshole. Sorry.
Episode 225. The American title is... Nope. I'm going to do that the other way. The Japanese title is Such Strong Kids. Number 18's Close Fight. The American title is 18 Unmasks.
My episode title for this one is maybe my favorite one that I've ever done. Destructo Disc Qualification. I don't know where that came from, but I'm very proud of it.
Where's that John been this whole podcast?
Behind a cup of coffee and severe sleep deprivation.
Oh, man. We start out with Gohan preparing to fight while Vegeta and the rest wait restlessly. That's right. So last time we were on the spaceship, they went to stage 1 where they fought PP, and then they moved on down to...
I forgot that's what we were calling him.
Who'd they fight in stage 2?
Rancor. The Rancor thing.
Successfully dispatched that guy, moved on to level 3, and they've been stuck at level 3 for a while now. Who knows how long, because Goku clearly only has 24 hours to be on Earth, and they don't seem to care about that time limit at all.
Since when has Dragon Ball Z ever been good at time?
Yeah.
Ever.
So, a couple things. If they get in a fight on this spaceship, then their energy from the hertz that they get go to power.
That's what it should be called. It should be called hertz. Oh my God.
It's pretty good, right? I just thought of that. That was just off the dome.
That's brilliant. Yeah. Fuck. See, this is the state that we should be making this shit up in. Just sleep deprived, tired, it's on a time crunch.
It powers the hertz battery, and then the Buu egg breaks, and then the most evil demon thing to ever cross the universe in existence shows up and gonna wreak havoc. Can't let that happen.
Yeah.
Says Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and Supreme Kai. So
all together, said the tortoise to the hare.
So they got to go down and down the spaceship to find the egg. And I don't really know what their plan is now that I'm thinking about it. Just defeat Babidi and then good to go. Actually, Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta seem more concerned with killing Deborah, actually Goku and Gohan, so that they can bring back Piccolo and Krillin, who have been turned to stone by demon spit.
This episode is not really about our heroes, though. This episode is more about what happens at the World Martial Arts Tournament following the dispatching of Killa and Jewel.
That's true. It's interesting. We cut to the World Martial Arts Tournament where it is time for the continuation of the fight between Mighty Mask, parentheses, Goten and Trunks in a costume, and number 18, because they're still fighting in midair. And they fight for a while.
It's a pretty good fight. It's a pretty fair DBZ fight, but I just want to say that they shouldn't be able to fight 18. Like, I know we went through Dragon Ball Reset, but I'm still carrying over the idea of who's more powerful from back then. And they shouldn't, two kids in a trench coat shouldn't be able to beat up an android designed to kill humanity, you know?
But you got to remember that she doesn't know what's going on yet. And she's in the tournament. She thinks she's fighting a human.
Yeah.
That can fly. So there's a little bit of break in logic there, but she doesn't know who she's fighting yet.
Yeah, so she's not giving it her absolute all. And there is a moment where she's really confused why this person's moves are so unpredictable. And it keeps cutting back to Goten and Trunks having some banter inside of this. Also bothers me, which I need to say up front, I enjoyed the majority of all these episodes, like a lot by the end, like a ton.
Oh, by the end? Are you kidding? It kicks ass at the end.
I was more on board with what was happening than maybe I've ever been doing this show. And I know I'm hyperbolic. I say that a lot, but for real this time, the end of this, it's amazing. It gets you there. It's Chef Sucky Fingers. Credit to Wayne Radio TV for that. I know in Dragon Ball Z, when people are in a fight, they talk to each other over great distances up in the air during explosions. Goten and Trunks are talking to each other at full fucking volume, like 5 feet away from Android 18. And it bothers me that her awesome Android ears can't hear the shit that these children are yelling at each other.
Maybe she turned her ears off. So we get power, disengage from all power. Wait, hang on. I can nail this joke.
You got this. You got it.
Divert ear power to auxiliary fist maneuvers.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's where I thought you were going. I was going to say auxiliary fists, which made me think that she has backup fists.
No, she wasn't going to spider it.
Okay, there is an extremely detailed scene of 18 doing a key blast. It's only, again, 4 frames, but this happens every once in a while where they just do this incredibly detailed, excellent animation sequence. And it's not even a full second, but it's really fucking good. That happens here. 18 does this turn key blast, and it's got a camera zoom, and it's fucking amazing. It's movie quality good.
Wait, but she doesn't do the key blast until Mighty Mask does the key blast, right? Because then she's like, oh.
No, she does it first. Like out of desperation, because Mighty Mask is taking her on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Is this after she gets kicked?
Yeah.
Because Trunks bribes Goten that if he lands a kick, he gets another toy. And so Goten gets all excited. And 18's just massively confused because there's 2 people in a trench coat. She doesn't know it.
Yeah. Goku is motivated by food. Goten is motivated by bribery, I guess.
Yeah. So anyway, Hercule's watching this fight and he realizes like around this point that whoever wins that, he's going to lose. No matter, there's no getting out of it.
Every cut to Hercule is so good.
It's really, really, really funny.
This is kind of low stakes because we know what's going on. It's not that big of a whiplash between what we were seeing before, the Saiyans annihilating these other fools, and then the world tournament. But we're getting a nice balance between the two things. Just if only because Vegeta and Goku were so easily able to defeat what was going on in Babidi's place. The stakes kind of feel lessened by that.
They do. The whole, because the characters that are on the chessboard, so to speak, are higher tier than we've ever seen before, but they don't act like it at all.
I think the show does a pretty good job of playing with power, yet still making it feel relatable is the wrong word. Yeah, I think it does a good job. It does a good job of doing what it's trying to do. Whatever the fuck that is. It's good. It's really good.
Anyway, so they get knocked down, but they get up again. When Mighty Mask gets up from the new crater that has been formed, in the tournament arena, they switch places within the suit. So Goten's now up top and Trunks is now down at the bottom. And Goten like starts orbiting 18 up in the air when they get back up, and she's even more confused. Like everything that they do, because they're just kids, confuses 18 because it doesn't make any sense.
She says that their fighting style is completely changed.
Yeah. So anyway, then I think is when the energy blast hits. And the coolest part about this for me is not seeing 18 actually discharge it, but when it discharges and goes to Mighty Mask, they dodge it. But you can see in the animation, the costume around the middle like stretches weirdly. Goten and Trunks are moving independently of each other. And so there's just this loose fabric that's kind of twisting at a weird angle. It was just really good. That was a nice attention to detail that they didn't just animate it as a guy.
Yeah, they do a really good job with these two kiddos in a trench coat. Even when they're switching positions, because Goten's up top, you get to see the cape and there's like shuffling under the cape. It's kind of fun. It's weird how much detail they give this. And you know what? I thought I would hate this when the premise was introduced earlier.
It seems, it seems like one of those stupid things that's just too
hokey
humor. That's for an age group way lower than your intended audience.
Right. But I get it. I think it's pretty good.
But I liked it.
18 hears her daughter call out, "You can do it, mommy," and then she gets hard.
Yes.
She gets really fucking hard and knocks the kids to the ground.
I feel like that's a weird way of phrasing that. She is flattered that her daughter thinks so highly of her.
What?
And it was a nice moment between them.
Is that not what you would call it when you were in, like, I don't know, junior basketball and your coach was like, "I need you to get hard for me"? Sorry, that was I'm not gonna keep that in. That was too far. I realized that was probably too far and also untrue. But anyway,
It was pretty fucking funny though.
I'm sorry.
It was very good.
She bones up and knocks the children to the ground. No, I'm not going to change my phrasing. I'm not going to change the way I'm saying it.
And I can't use any of this.
No. So they go to the ground and they switch positions again.
Yeah.
At this point, the kiddos decide, all right, Super Saiyan. Like, nobody will know who we are. It's just
we're in a costume. It doesn't matter. We can go Super Saiyan and actually get this get Android and win.
This witch.
That's what she's been called before.
Yeah, do you remember that from the history of Trunks?
Yeah.
Do you remember Dragon Ball Z?
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
Oh, no, I'm having a hard time too. It's
really difficult. I don't know what it is. We've mixed up the formula just a little too much. So it's everything that I ever wanted in a Super Saiyan transformation. They both transform at the same time, and like the costume is just it's a plastic bag blowing in the wind. Like it still stays
really
on
funny.
them somehow, but the animation in this is so good. You can tell that the show is just having a lot of fun right now.
Yeah, you can sense it. You can feel the love for the characters and what they're doing, the situation, because their aura is not just blasting out around them like Super Saiyan normally. It's like bleeding through the holes in the outfit.
Yeah,
like
it's great.
It's really well done.
So they're like, okay, if we I actually don't remember what they say in English because I only wrote down what they said in Japanese on the subtitles.
Okay.
So I don't remember what they're talking about, but in Japanese, they're talking about using this one specific move. They're like, if we use that move, we might just kill her. It's like, okay, so we got to tone down the energy a little bit. It probably won't kill her this way. And they're like, okay, let's do it. So they're talking about trying not to kill 18 with this move. And in English, it's something completely, totally unrelated and different. But they have, so I don't even know what they say to charge up the move. Like if it's a specific Trunks or Goten move.
They just yell.
But they yell and they send out a key blast of their own. 18 dodges it and it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and then explodes. And when it explodes, it's a mushroom cloud.
It's a fucking mushroom cloud.
They detonate a nuke, these kids.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild.
Like, we better not fire the ultra nuke. Let's fire the super nuke. Just the lower tier nuke against this lady.
And that's the moment where 18 kind of figures it out. She's like, oh man, that blast was way too powerful. And then she's like, oh, I can actually see there's holes in the pants. There's a kid looking at me through them, and then there's holes up there, and the kid looking me through. These are just two kids in a trench coat.
They've been talking at full volume this whole time.
Yeah. My ears are back on now. So she figures out, and she's like, holy crap, that was like way too powerful. These kids don't know what they're doing. They're misusing their power because they don't understand it. I need to stop them and save everybody. So she continues fighting the kids in the tournament, which seems like a bad call, but thanks to her internal monologue, she's actually trying to be a hero, which I thought was pretty cool. Anyway, so then she's like, okay, no more screwing around. I got to stop these kids. And my favorite moment in this episode happens, and she uses a Destructo disc. Like, she uses her husband's special move and throws a Destructo disc at the kids and slices the costume in half, revealing their special secret.
Yeah. She does call them out first. She's like, I think you should let me win now, Trunks and Goten. And they freak out like, oh, we're busted. And they try and separate from each other. Like, Goten tries to go down, Trunks tries to go up. And then that's what leaves the opening for the disc.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And so they separate, and Goten says, what are we going to do, Trunks? Trunks says, the only thing left to do. We continue the match, and they start fighting her as just kids again. But then
I know, and this, I thought for sure the show was not going to acknowledge it, and I was like, "Come on, guys, disqualified, disqualified." My note is disqualified, and then right when I finished typing that, Eric Vale comes in over the mic. He's like, "Hey, you guys are kids." And you're two people.
Yeah. Mighty Mask is disqualified for being two people. That's the way that he says it.
The delivery on that line is so good.
Such a good fucking read. Good God.
It got me. It got me really good. Anyway, so they do stick to their rules, and Trunks and Goten are out. And they're just like, well, what do we do now? Cheese it. They take off.
They just run.
And Trunks, as they're flying away, he just yells, this tournament was stupid.
Perfect way for that to happen.
Then, as this comes to an end and you think everything's all good, Hercule's like, oh, shit. I gotta, this isn't over. I have to fight her now.
I'm still fucked. Yeah, he's done. He knows he's done, and it's very well drawn all over his done face that he's done. So then we got back to Goku, who like yawns and has honey on his face or something. Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I saw that. I thought it was supposed to be like sleepies in the eyes, but again, he's on a very tight time limit to save the whole universe. And it just feels like, I guess it's in real time when they cut back and forth between the tournament and the ship. It's literally been 10 minutes, maybe like at absolute maximum.
Yeah.
And they're just being really impatient because they're Saiyans and that's what they do. Yeah. But the show makes you feel like in the spaceship they've waited hours, and which doesn't work.
Dragon Ball Z and time are not good friends. Like the exploration of how time works, it's just they don't mesh well.
Because of what happens later, it has to be in real time. It has to be.
Yeah, it has to.
It literally, they've been waiting as long as it took the battle royale to take place, which could not have been more than 5 minutes of actual time. So it's dumb. This part is dumb. Making them wait for the next fight was dumb.
Yeah, and I get why it happened, so you can focus on what's going on at the tournament. Yeah, you have multiple plot lines, but
Goku wouldn't be happy with it. Vegeta definitely wouldn't be happy with it. They would have done something by now.
They would have. It's pretty dumb.
And if it's only been 5 minutes, they wouldn't be acting like they're acting. So it doesn't really work. But thankfully, Deborah emerges. The pink Satan of our dreams comes out of the elevator. He has meditated this whole episode to prepare for the upcoming battle, which again has been 5 minutes. And that's it. That's pretty much the end of the episode.
He just walks out glowing with hot red sexual energy.
Which brings us to episode 226. Confrontation with the Demon King. It's your turn, Gohan? No, sorry. It's your turn, Gohan. The American title is Pay to Win. I don't know why.
Both are probably correct. Also, pay to win, I get why, but I didn't know that was a phrase.
In the 90s when this episode, no, I guess it's early 2000s now when this episode premiered.
All right, I didn't know that was a thing. My episode title is the one where Hercule Satan, Grand Martial Arts Champion of the world, gets kneed in the ball sack by Android 18.
I
figured if I had a good title for the last one, I might as well just rub my face in dog shit for the next one.
You just kind of phoned it in there, but I
was trying to come up with something with the word extortion and then also Zenny, but a Z, as it turns out, is not an X. So 18 stands across from Hercule, and for some reason the art quality dropped a little bit in the world championship scenes, which led me...
Trunks and Goten aren't here anymore.
Oh, that's what it is, motherfuckers. Favoritism. Mr. Satan's having a complete mental breakdown in his own head, which he breaks out of by screaming into the air and saying, "I'll take you on," but his legs are curled up like a puppy's tail in fright, I suppose. That's how I describe that. And then everybody else is cheering for Android 18. Yamcha calls out, maybe we should be a little worried about what happened with Goku. And it cuts up to Master Roshi, who was just cheering a second ago. And suddenly he's got a background and it's all mysterious and there's like colors. He goes, yes, you're right. We should be concerned. And then the camera zooms back way far and you see the two dudes were actually holding a picture behind him for the scene, for the background. And he says, "That's all right, boys. You can leave now," which is just such a good joke.
It's the best like meta fourth wall break gag and like one of the only ones in memory. I'm sure they've done at least, there've been a couple like with Gohan and stuff, but it lands perfectly. It caught me completely off guard. I was not expecting it.
It's doing a good job of both understanding what it is and delivering upon what it is as a show, Dragon Ball Z, I mean, and then also making fun of itself for being what it is, for honestly being what it is at the same time. It's great. It's self-aware.
It's really growing. It's our little show's all grown up.
Oh, yeah. It really has, actually. It really has. Like, I think Toriyama took a break after the Cell stuff and did a whole bunch of LSD on a mountaintop. I think I made that joke before because I think it's a Black Mirror episode. So anyway, 18 dives behind Hercule because of course 18 is going to beat Hercule and headlocks him and then extorts Hercule for the W.
It's really good. It's such like everything about it is what I wanted from this fight. Hercule can't win, but that he has to win just by his very nature as a character. I could not live in a world where they didn't continue to make him champion.
Right.
That gag is just too much fun. It doesn't get old. So how is he going to get out of this? They make a point of saying earlier in the episode, the first place wins 10 million Zenny. So 18's obviously going to be a millionaire. She headlocks Hercule. She likes money. How's she going to get out of it? She whispers in Hercule that if he personally, of his own money, because he's rich and famous, gives her 20 million Zenny, she'll let him win. I just love it. It's so clever. It's such a smart decision for 18. It's a win, almost a win-win for Hercule, but it also like puts a price on his ego. It does, like what he's willing to pay to retain it, which I also love. It's just a really, really cool.
It's excellent. And it paints 18 as being as sly as she was during her introduction in the Android stuff. So for sure, my favorite part is painting a price on fame. Is this worth this to you, Hercule? And Hercule has like a freak out, an internal freak out,
like a daydream. He sees his empire fall before his his mind's eye.
And Videl is like, "I knew you were a piece of shit, Dad." And he's crying in the background.
I like that they did take the time to put Videl in there. Like he doesn't want his daughter to see him fail,
right?
Basically,
yeah.
It's kind of nice because he's a funny haha character, very comedic and stuff, but he does have a personality, and his daughter is an important part of that. Makes him feel a little bit more real. So it's good that they stuck to it. But anyway,
he agrees.
Yeah, he agrees. They come up with this plan. They say, "Okay, I'll give you the money." 18's like, "Okay, we got to make this look real. Do this and this and this, and then I'll go down, and then you'll win." I'm trying to remember how it begins.
It begins with Hercule insulting the fuck out of her.
He grandstands.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
He grandstands a little bit. He's like, "Aha, you thought you could beat me? You're an amateur. Just watch what a real fighter can do." And then he runs up and starts like punching her. And she doesn't move at all. Like her hair blows for the force, but like she doesn't move at all. Hercule's like, "What the heck? What are you doing? This is not the plan." And she's like, "Did you just call me an amateur?"
And that's where she knees him in the nutsack. And it's great. It's fantastic. And she says, "We have to make it look convincing, don't we?" And I was like, "Oh God. Oh, this lady is hot today. Oh no." It's a problem now. And so
it awakened something in you.
I never saw 18 in that sense. So many other people did, you know, like she's got a figurine in Xenoverse 2 where she's just in a bathing suit. And I'm like, that's so excessive. Like,
wait, what do you mean a figurine?
Well, in Xenoverse 2 has this other mini game where you go collect figures and spend TP points. It's like it's like Gwent. It's like Xenoverse 2 Gwent.
Is it good? I don't know if I ever played that.
Way too into it. It's pretty okay. It's extremely unbalanced. It's like Magic the Gathering level unbalanced, where some things are flat better than others.
Is it multiplayer only, or do you play against computers?
No, yeah, you can play against. There's a whole story campaign where you play against other characters that have been collecting the figures, and you can play against Vegeta, who takes it really seriously, and it's just a game.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I need to get back into this game. Did you see that they're making more content for that freaking game with the new movie that's coming out?
Just nonsense.
It's Xenoverse 3 is never going to happen.
It might not. It really might not. They might just release Xenoverse 2.5, which is just a thick ass expansion for 2. I don't know.
Anyway, where are we?
So they're fake fighting, and 18 tells Mr. Satan, look, you got to throw me across the stage and then finish me with one of these big fancy moves of yours. He throws her across the stage and throws a dynamite punch. And
it's an ultra megaton punch.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Ultra megaton punch, and gets her right in the nose. She doesn't move whatsoever. Like Cell reacting to getting hit before.
It is exactly that. And the fist maintains contact with the face for an uncomfortably long period of time.
So long, and the wind blows. And
once again, Hercule's like, what are you doing?
And she's like, was that was your move? Like, that was really
oh, that's right.
Move?
That's right. I'm like, why did she stop this time? She's just incredulous that like this is what she has to be beaten by.
Either that she's incredulous, or she actually didn't know that this was supposed to be his move because of how sad it was.
Oh, I like both of those options.
Yeah.
Those are both really good. Anyway, so she's like, just go. And then she's like, okay, fine. And then she jumps up in the air and flips outside the ring.
Yeah.
And she's ring out. And everybody's like, wait, what? That didn't make any sense. You punched her, and then she waited for a minute and a half and then fell. And he just really quickly, like super fast before anybody can really call him on it. Oh, yeah, it's latent energy to cause delayed reaction within the punch is something I've been working on for years. I just decided that this was the perfect moment to unleash it, and it worked. I'm so proud and excited and happy to be champion again.
And he rolls an at 20 and everybody buys it. Like, okay, Mr.
Everybody
Satan
buys it. He's got a 20 in charisma.
He absolutely does. He's a good faker. He's a good bullshitter. He's a fantastic showman and a good bullshitter. But Android 18 is the best actress in the universe in these scenes. The best. It's fantastic. And also, whoever does Android 18's voice,
oh my god,
kills it these episodes. She doesn't get enough screen time.
She doesn't get enough screen time, and she had for her character, she had a lot in this episode, but as compared to regular characters in the show, still far too little, and she just killed it. You get to see 18 as like a well-rounded character for not the first time, but like
first time in recent memory.
Yeah, it's a really cool showcase of who she is now after having gone through everything with Cell and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And she's just a really good character, damn it. I wish that she was fighting more, like, as one of the Z fighters, because she's obviously more powerful than Tien, Yamcha, blah, blah, blah. Like maybe even Piccolo.
The only reason she hangs out with him at all is because Krillin's big old dick. So I get why she doesn't fight with him.
Do you think that's his secret?
Is he's hung like a horse? Yeah, the dumbass ones are always hung.
How do you know that?
So off in the distance, Trunks and Gohan are floating above a city somewhere, and they see Videl flying back to the tournament, which makes sense. Unlike the Namek,
I was thinking this exact same thing. You can't make the ATC excuse because it does. She is literally going from where Trunks and Goten want to go, back to where Trunks and Goten just came from.
It makes sense to me. I'm happy with this. That makes sense. So they meet up. Now we cut to the Saiyans, who repeat what they said at the beginning of the last fucking episode.
Yeah, they do redo this. I had forgotten.
Which is fine, I guess.
It's fine.
Yeah, Goku sounds weird. Can I mention? I don't know why.
What do you mean? Like he's sick?
Like his voice sounds off. Like Schimmel... Look, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Schimmel's performance in Dragon Ball Z, the first cut, is not consistently amazing. I think over time, he's become a consistently amazing voice actor. But this was his first fucking voice acting job. And I don't think he was consistently amazing. I think it stands out here. And Shamil, if you ever hear me say that, look, brah, that's just how it was when you recorded it, man. I don't know what was happening in your life at the time, but it came through, and then that's just how it is. You weren't an artiste at that point. Now you're an artiste. Play your French horn, make a sad song lamenting the past, because sometimes it wasn't the best.
Gohan also says, because remember, we've gone back in time before Deborah shows up. He's like, man, this is kind of like being on a game show. Can't wait to see what's behind door number 3. Like, they're theorizing on what's going to come attack them and try to kill them, but they're still not taking it super seriously. They talk about how Gohan's not as strong as he was when he fought Cell, and Vegeta and Goku are significantly stronger than Gohan was when he fought Cell. Vegeta kind of tattles on Gohan to Goku and says, yeah, he's been going on dates and going to school and getting good grades.
He's been getting bitches instead of punching.
Very unsaiyan-like. Goku's like, well...
At least he's got straight A's.
He's got straight A's. Know? He's trying to be a supportive dad. It's like when... it's when the old quarterback father finds out that his son is into like model trains or some shit.
Holy shit, that's what it is. Son of a bitch. She's not a chip off the old block at all. So Deborah comes out of the elevator and Vegeta calls out that your boss must be nervous if he sends out his number 1 guy for the last thing.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. Like, you don't send your top general unless you know something's wrong. Something's worrying you.
Mm-hmm. And Deborah says something equally awesome, which is, how about we stop chatting and just punch each other? Like, he just says, I would prefer if we skipped all this shit and just fisted one another, please.
It's like us too, man.
Yeah.
Us too.
Same. They're learning. And I think it's a parody of the show. Like, I think it's self-aware enough that we just want to see the punching and the
This whole saga really has been pretty smart with how it handles like everything with its characters and stuff. It's just, it does feel like the show knows itself now.
Yeah. So Babidi interrupts their fight to say that we should have you all fight elsewhere because I don't want Majin Buu to wake up. Whatever he says. Sounds like Cobra Commander, but that's kind of what Babidi sounds like, plus Yoda. And I want to make mention of this, and then we can just move on to the next episode because it's basically all that happens is they teleport. Last episode, we talked about how the fuck does the magic work on the ship?
Yeah.
Okay. Hear me out. Because you had said that the reason you think they're still on the ship is the floor teleports with them, which it does again. You get to see that.
It does. I know what you're getting at.
Well, here's what I think happened. And I'm not we were both right to be confused. And the deduction that you made was logical at the time. But we have more evidence at this point to help us figure out how this shit works. And the conclusion is it doesn't make any sense at fucking all. And so here is my theory as to how this happened. The first time they teleported to another location, another plane with PP, right? The first time that happened, they drew the bottom of the ship and forgot that they drew it. They just kept drawing that because this shit was just made on a weekly basis. Toriyama just drew that shit in. And then the following week, they went to the next area. Toriyama went, oh shit, I drew the bottom of the ship. I guess I have to draw that every fucking time. And in that one, they start getting more into how the teleportation works. And he went, fuck it. It'll be a continuity error if I don't draw the bottom of the ship. So I just have to draw it every fucking time. And that's why I think the bottom of the ship is there. I don't think it makes any fucking sense at all. And I think we're trying to make it make sense. And it just fucking, it don't make no fucking sense at all.
It don't.
Because otherwise the whole, look, there's a part where they teleport to the we'll get to it. Okay. So
we'll
anyway,
get to it. Don't ruin the surprise.
I didn't want to. So they tell you, they go to Purple Wasteland, which is just like Earth Wasteland, but purple. I don't know. It's so strange. Kind of
self-explanatory.
It really is. They start fighting. Gohan starts fighting. And before he even lands a punch, he dives in and it cuts to Videl explaining to the kids the situation that the adults find themselves in.
They're way excited when they hear about a wizard and magic and they get to fight.
They act like kids.
And they act like kids about it. And the reason that I like it so much is because they've been growing up with stories, especially with Gohan and Goten. Well, I guess Vegeta and Trunks probably would get a lot of this too, but they've been hearing stories growing up since as long as they can remember about their parents, their siblings getting to save the world and fight these giant bad guys and like win the day. And, you know, that's got to create some kind of hero complex within you to where you have this, what's it called when you want something?
Desire?
This desire to be, I know my brain is just off.
It's cool. It's cool.
It's scrambled eggs. You're going to have this desire that's going to be like the ultimate, you know, that's going to be the thing that will complete your childhood, whatever.
Yeah.
But they've grown up in a world without giant villains and stuff. They've only heard the stories. The world has been safe. So they finally get their chance and they're so excited. They're just, I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. Like we got to go. We got to fight. we're going to save the world from the wizard. And so they fly off. And
it leaves Videl in dust.
Videl in the dust.
Just there, like, what the fuck? This is crazy. These people are insane people.
Yep. Then the episode's pretty much over.
There's a little bit of a fight, but it's like not that amazing.
It felt weird, the fight at the end of that episode. It's Gohan and Deborah, and they kind of do a couple punches, couple kicks, and then Gohan all of a sudden just kind of appears as a Super Saiyan.
Like he doesn't, which is a cool reveal, but
I guess, but he pulls the card really fast.
He does.
It's not like he's desperate. It's a little underwhelming. Anyway, episode 227, the Japanese title is A Wicked Heart Discovered. Deborah's Great Idea. Remember when we were doing this thing?
I forgot already.
The American title is Heart of a Villain.
My episode title is the one where Gohan almost gets stoned.
They start mid-fight, which is great because they didn't really repeat stuff. Gohan gets a hit in on Deborah. Deborah spits.
Throws up purple blood.
Basically just throws up. Even Babbidi's kind of worried about the fight between Gohan and Deborah, which I think was cool. I'm kind of just like, Deborah, you have a trump card and it's called spit in Gohan's face. And then I realized, wait, they need Gohan's power to unlock Boo, so he can't spit in his face. And then Deborah tries to spit in his face. So nothing makes any sense.
No, and you know what? As far as the DBZ fight goes, I'd say this one's fun as a fan because we get to see Gohan fighting somebody his level. After 20 episodes of Gohan just being a teenage badass motherfucker, I was a teenage badass, and he was, and no one could measure up. Now he's fighting somebody who is also, I don't think Deborah's teenage. I think Deborah is ancient. So I don't know why I almost said teenage badass again. But it's an equal fight. It's pretty okay, but it's not the best fight in the universe.
The problem that I have with this, and it's easily resolved, I just bring it up because I have it in my notes, but Deborah being equal to Gohan kind of undermines the entire story that they've been building up to this point, which is that the Saiyans are more powerful than even gods themselves expected them to be. Yeah. And they should just be either mowing over or in genuine shock that they finally hit a roadblock that they can't easily surmount.
Yeah.
And that, in which case Supreme Kai should be like, I told you so. None of that happens and they're just kind of on equal footing, but it felt really weird to me. Like they were getting into the groove of 20 episodes of one fight, you know, that kind of stereotypical thing. Just because. Like there didn't seem to be a reason for it.
To be fair, Vegeta and Goku are in the back just kind of talking shit on Gohan.
That's true.
He hasn't trained at all. Look, he's so fucking weak. Look at him. He can't even stand up against this sexy demon man.
Vegeta does like a couple times throughout this. He's like, send me in, coach. I can do this. Why do we have Gohan out there? Just let me step in and I'll just take care of this in 2 seconds. Anyway, Deborah has fire breath now.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like magma breath, but anyway. He spews forth fire from within, and he can kind of turn invisible. It's sort of like a after image kind of deal.
This one,
it's weird. It wasn't quite the after image that we've seen before, but like he is there, and Gohan tries to hit him and misses whatever, and then cool. Deborah's right behind him. It was neat visually for sure. Yeah. A lot of cool visual tricks.
Yes, I appreciated the latter half of this fight versus the beginning half. The beginning half felt like going through the Dragon Ball Z motions. The latter half felt like, okay, Deborah's bag of tricks. What can Deborah actually bring to the table? And that's where it got fun.
It was pretty cool. Deborah gets a couple hits on Gohan, but we don't see. I kind of expected to see the boo meter, for lack of a better word, the
hertzometer.
Yeah, the hertz battery just kind of like tick forward. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even just a little bit as a callback to like, hey, this is why this is happening, but it doesn't do that. So they're fine anyway. Does it have to be in the ship? So if they magically teleport somewhere, does it not count? But if they do that, then why is he magically teleporting them? Because then it doesn't serve their purpose. Anyway.
I don't. It's so fucking confusing. I wonder if that's why this shit gets bad, is because we get more of that confusion shit.
It's just, constantly. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Because this shit don't make no sense. This is some Machina Star ass shit.
It's fine because we're leading to something. And so this isn't even going to be relevant, but if they had continued on this path, I would have been a lot more disappointed.
Same. And luckily they course correct very, very quickly in the next episode. So we have a cut to the kids flying towards the fight, where there's a cute little vignette where Goten doesn't know what a wizard is, and Trunks calls him a dumbass for not knowing what a wizard is, despite the fact that Trunks also doesn't know what a wizard is.
Yep.
So, okay. I mean, it was cute, but also whatever.
It was a little pointless. This episode was like, I was like, uh-oh. And then they did the course correction, but I was
This was the dip. This was the dip episode, which you don't want the fight to be the dip episode, but narratively speaking, Dragon Ball Z always tends to have dips in these weird kind of fight sections
where it's like it can't be the final confrontation because we haven't gotten far enough into the saga yet.
Yeah.
But they have to fight at some point. So you get these like weird pointless ones where you know it's not going to really amount to anything or change the story.
Yeah. And I feel like as kids, we probably liked these episodes for the flashing lights and the screaming and the stuff. But like watching this as we're watching it now, these are filler fights. That's what they are. And it sucks that Dabura's first fight is a filler fight. But I also distinctively don't remember any of Dabura's fighting from when I was a kid. So maybe it was bullshit even then. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so Dabura has a sword now and goes after Gohan, which I like the sword. I really like the sword.
I like that he summoned a sword out of nowhere and just decided to start using it.
Yeah.
He spits at Gohan because he's kind of wearing his Saiyaman suit, right? And he loses the cloak, so he's all in all black, this bodysuit, with just his boots and gloves. It's kind of a neat look. And then he gets spit on, but it's just his glove. He's got kind of a spit armor on, and then he has to take off his gloves. So he's fighting one-handed now. Well, one bare-handed, one glove-handed, which is also very fun.
Like Tony Stark. God, fuck this. Fuck my life.
John hates the MCU.
God damn it.
Oh, it's working.
It was one episode. It can't be working already.
We're on an accelerated timeline. There was 200 of Dragon Ball Z.
Fucking hell.
So anyway, Gohan is able to dodge the sword a few times, and then Dabura goes for the killing swipe right into his forehead, and Gohan clasps his hands onto the sword blade itself and stops Dabura from slicing him in half. They kind of stay like that for a while, and finally Gohan's able to just break the sword off of its hilt.
Vegeta goes on a little tangent about how Gohan is not powerful whatsoever.
Oh yeah,
but
he starts getting impatient, and he's he's on fucking fire these last couple of, like every line that Vegeta says up until this point, and including and after also, is just awesome.
Yeah,
delivery, the writing, everything. Vegeta's finally. Because he's been standing on the damn sideline since the Cell Saga, really.
It's true.
And he finally gets some time to shine, which is really nice. One quote in particular, he's getting mad because Gohan's not as powerful as he should be. This fight is totally winnable, and Gohan's just, barely keeping pace with Dabura. He gets frustrated at Gohan, he gets frustrated at Goku, and he's like, I'm not here to play games or form nice father-son memories. He just wants to fight.
The English words are extremely different from the Japanese here, though, because the Japanese, Vegeta's rant focuses on the only reason that he's really here is for the fight between him and Kakarot. He just wants to get to that faster, and Gohan's not making it happen. But in English,
which is true,
it is. But I like the English.
I like the English better. Honestly. Yeah, like consistently, because there is more to Vegeta's character than fighting Goku, and you get into like the layers of why that's so important to him in the English. But you can't just start by saying that. Like it builds in these next couple really, really well.
He seems less 3-dimensional in the Japanese. Explanation.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yep.
So, and then as Vegeta's going off, Dabura sees something towards Vegeta, which distracts him. Gohan says, "Mistake number 1," and punches him in the face.
That was a good little cheap shot.
It was a cute little cheap shot.
It was a very Saiyaman move.
It was. That's what I was going to say.
That's why I liked it.
It reminds me of oh God. So I wonder how much Saiyaman was actually just who Gohan is. Like as a person.
Well, he's a big old dork. Like he's always been kind of that way. He aspires to be like his dad, and he struggles to find that balance.
On the one hand, it endears me to the character, like on an emotional level, but I would be so embarrassed to hang out in public with this guy sometimes. Other than the fact that he could lift up a car and destroy the sun, I just, he's just kind of embarrassing, and that's fine.
I love him.
He's
great.
I'd still be best friends with him.
I'd still be friends.
Just a little bit. So Dabura asks Babidi to teleport them back to the ship. So they do that. Dabura tattles to Babidi. One of them's they could use one of them. I didn't know how I wanted to put that. That there's something.
When I was a kid, I would have been so confused by this ending. But as an adult,
Same.
I know exactly what they're doing because they've been telegraphing it for like 7 episodes now.
Vegeta has wickedness inside of him.
Yeah. Surprise. That's where the episode ends. I'm going to go grab some water, but I'll be right back.
Good luck. I will do a mid-roll shout out. Mid-roll shout-outs. This is the part of the episode where we like to thank all of our patrons that hit a certain tier on the Patreon. Those wonderful individuals, in no particular order, are Eric White, Artex the Creator, Dan Lori, Andrew Winden, Tyler Hyatt, Oh No Zoe, and Spencer Feuerstein. Thank you very much for providing us with the ability to continue making content that somehow you find entertaining.
Episode 228. Oh, sorry. Episode 228.
Thank you.
The Japanese title is Vegeta, Prince of Destruction, Revived, Intrusion at the Tournament. The American title is The Dark Prince Returns. I thought we were done with the Japanese title, and then it had one more sentence.
It just kept going. My episode title is The Real Reason That We're All Here.
Everybody's confused at the beginning of this episode because Dabura just left. There shouldn't be anybody higher than him, anybody more powerful in Babidi's Majin army.
Right.
So it doesn't make any sense why he would just leave.
He said
mid-battle.
something about new reinforcements or something, and it confused them. Yeah.
And Vegeta just goes off on Gohan for taking too long against Dabura.
Which is really good. It's a really good dressing down.
I wrote down a couple quotes from it, but I didn't get anywhere near the full rant.
Same. I wrote down some of it, but we'll see if we can't put it together between the two of us. What'd you get?
I have the part where he talks about how pathetic it is that Krillin and Piccolo got taken out.
That's what I wrote down
at the beginning. He calls them garden statues. If they're lucky, someone will make a bird bath out of them.
Ooh,
so man, that's on fire.
Hot. Oh my God. And then
that's
Goku,
a spicy meatball.
Goku's like, it's not like he knew. And he turns his rage on Goku. Who's like, you're as soft as he is, Kakarot, you little bitch. That's a direct quote. He says that. And I really was enjoying the infighting. At this point, it's Supreme Kai realizes what's about to happen. Because Vegeta starts freaking out and begins to charge up a blast and aims it at the ground, says, fuck this.
Yeah.
I don't care if we're waking up the Boo. I just want to punch Kakarot in the gonads. Let's get down there and do this thing. And charges up a blast, and Supreme Kai gets in front of the blast like, no, 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 the whole Majin Buu thing. It's a problem. So we're not going to do that, Vegeta. And the way that his face is lit up in that shine of Vegeta's blast, it just melted my heart. I have so many problems. I'm so attracted to so many of these characters.
Especially just like in this saga. Yeah.
I don't know why. I didn't care at all before, but I'm just, this one does something for me. I don't know.
It's weird because you didn't even you missed a lot of this growing up. These episodes.
Well, you say that, but
did you not?
I did miss a lot of the episodes. You're right. The only thing that I do remember about this whole fucking arc saga is Supreme Kai's cute face. That's all I remember.
Interesting. So maybe it was like an informative time in your preteen years that you caught this, and
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But then Supreme Kai realizes exactly what's about to happen. Because he can sense the evil in Vegeta's fucking soul. And just as he has that realization, it cuts to Babidi using his magic, which when he does, hits Vegeta right in the brain. And this whole scene is the Dragon Ball Z stress equivalent of the slow-paced Videl and Gohan scenes that we had before. It's slow-paced, except it's tension and
yeah. It's
world-ending.
Kind of cool how the tension ramps up. So Deborah's gone. Gohan's like, what the heck? Vegeta yells at Gohan. Vegeta yells at Goku. Supreme Kai steps in front of them before they can fight. Vegeta's like, I'm going to blow up the ship. And Supreme Kai's like, no, you got to go through me.
Yeah, Supreme Kai's like the babysitter, and the other ones are like babies with nukes. It's fucking
exactly. Awesome. And then all of a sudden, Vegeta just goes down. He's on his knees. He's on the floor, and he's screaming. It's a very cool scene.
Excellent. Yes. The camera pans up to show the big old glorious M on Vegeta's head, but not before a very long screaming session that Eric would hate.
Oh, yeah. Eric would absolutely hate this. We got to show this in the Super Saiyan transformation.
Yeah, that's it. Back to back.
When it shows Vegeta's eyes halfway through this transformation, he's got pretty heavy eyeshadow from now on. So that's your first hint. Yeah.
Emo Vegeta has arrived.
Yeah. And then when it finishes and all is said and done, he does have the emblematic M on the forehead from the same one that's on Deborah, the same one that's on the meat thermometer and Spopovich and
I don't think
whoever.
I don't think we're doing this scene justice, but I think it's one of those things where you have to watch it to understand it. Really,
it's a really good scene,
it's
and I feel like
fantastic scene. But
like this is where like us being tired or whatever, just not quite 100%. It's
not going to bring how good it is, but this is
fix it in editing.
Yeah, it's an I'll cut it all out. There, we'll just skip right to the end. It's an 8.5 or a 9 scene. Like even in the context of the level of quality I've come to anticipate Dragon Ball Z to be at this point in time, it meets that and is an 8.5 or 9 for me. It's a fantastic scene. It's been leading up to it. There's been build up, and this is the turning point, and you feel that tension. If there was any of the good feelings of fun, lightheartedness left over from the tournament, those feelings are almost entirely gone. I'm not going to say they're entirely gone, because there comes a point when they do disappear. But this is where they're almost entirely gone. Camera pans up, shows the big old glorious M on Vegeta's head, and it immediately cuts to the tournament following that. Vegeta doesn't say a word. It just cuts right to the tournament.
It focuses on the tournament belt, the championship belt, which has it's got a pig on it. So now we all know the question that's been eating us alive for the last 20, 30 episodes. It's a pig. That's what's on Hercule's belt. It's a pig.
Which is fucking perfect. The crowd tries to rush the stage because they're so fucking crazy about Hercule. And Hercule turns and sees Android 18 just kind of standing there staring at him. And he shuts the fuck up real fast. Which is really good. It's really fucking good. So we cut back to the meat and potatoes. And Vegeta fucking smiles. And Babidi decides, all right, you know what? Let's pick a little bit more of an interesting location to fight than my ship. And he teleports them to the World Martial Arts Tournament where everybody is there.
I think I was stupid watching this episode. I didn't see it coming at all.
Oh my God.
I honestly did not see. It's such a beautifully perfect way for these A and B plots that have been happening since Vegeta and Goku ran off. To merge right into each other. Like, it's so good.
It's really fucking good.
I don't know why I didn't see it coming, but I didn't. It totally caught me off guard. My heart sank when they appeared on the arena floor. It was crazy.
Yeah. Before I had said that if there was any hope that a little bit of tournament fun was still happening, this moment is when it's gone. Because that's it. You know, this is fucking bad. And the feeling, like the way that this show conveys tension before was kind of fucked up. It didn't know what it was doing. It's gotten so good at conveying its feeling that it's trying to present. It doesn't inform how you're supposed to feel. It reinforces how you do already feel with the presentation of what happens. They grab me. If I was off board at all, I'm completely on board again.
Yeah, exactly. This is where the dip just like absolutely vanishes.
Yeah.
It changes into a sharp peak. Chi-Chi, Bulma, like all of our characters that we know and love that have been at the World Tournament are very confused by this scene because all they see is Vegeta, Gohan, and Goku suddenly appearing. Mm-hmm. Oh, and the floor from a spaceship.
Oh, it's so stupid. I don't even want to talk about that. That's where I broke down and just started typing random characters.
So I was like, okay, so clearly this is actual reality because these are all characters that they can see Goku go. So it's not just a hologram. It's actually teleporting them, but then the
Also,
rest
the
of the ship comes with just
whole
the door
thing?
for some reason.
Yeah.
None of it makes sense.
So goddamn confusing. So Eric Vale recognizes Goku.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, hey, Goku. And starts to walk right past Vegeta, which infuriates Vegeta that Goku gets fucking recognized out of everybody.
Vegeta powers up at this point just to like, as he's screaming, and sends everybody flying that can't stand their ground. So Hercule goes flying, Eric Vale goes flying, but Gohan catches him. Vegeta looks totally badass at this point.
Oh my God. The way he's drawn is it's almost calligraphy. Like, that's the only way I can describe it.
He says that he wants to fight Goku and nothing else. Like, he doesn't care about anything else going on. He just wants to fight Goku. Hercule recognizes these guys from the Cell fight and, of course, the tournament and all that stuff. Like, everything is just flooding back to him, and he's very scared. He does not want to be here anymore.
Yep.
He's done. Vegeta says, "It's time, Kakarot." And the animation on Majin Vegeta is just amazing. Like, it's absolutely insane.
It's
the quality.
Extraordinary.
He has all these tiny little facial cues and like little flinches that he does as he's like putting some kind of master plan into motion to fight Goku. Like, there's so much character in every little facial expression that he makes. That's not on the other characters. Like, they spent so much time on Vegeta in this moment during this scene. It's crazy.
Feels like payback, like Vegeta's payback for getting sidelined so fucking hard during the Cell games. Like, you can feel that coming from the show. It's radiating off of his character. This is his time to shine, and he's about to show everybody, but most importantly, the only person he cares about showing, which is Goku. And he does this by holding a hand out and just slowly pushing a blast at Goku. Like, it's painstaking how slow this blast is that hits on Goku's hands. Goku tries to resist it, but eventually has to get out of the way. Mind you, they're in the center of the World Martial Arts Tournament, which means Goku getting out of the way allows the blast to continue into the stands and explode and continue towards the city and explode. And it just kills. I think we learn it's 200 people. It kills 200 people. They just die. Just like that. It's magnificent.
It's so good.
It's incredible.
To have a villain actually do something villainous and succeed with like very little forewarning, and just like it takes you all the way back to the Saiyan saga where Nappa just blew up an entire city.
Yeah, but
you know,
it feels more.
Oh, it's way deeper. Yeah, it's like it's because it's steeped in a character that you've got to know since that point. I'm just saying, like they're not afraid to show a villain turned hero turned back to villain. Like, you know that Vegeta is back to villainy now.
Yeah,
to Vegeta. Yeah, and I can't articulate how cool it is and scary. And there's a real sense of like, fuck. Like, fuck.
Well, fuck. It's a lot of fucks. But they're such good fucks. They're steeped in pleasure, these fucks. God, this episode is gonna
like, even Bulma faints. Like, she can't handle.
That was almost the worst part.
She can't handle watching Vegeta be this person.
Because Bulma's eyes well up with tears.
Like, devastated.
Oh my God, the weight of this episode. It's been
so slowly building over way too much time, in my opinion, but still more than enough to make sure that every character in the show and outside and the audience watching the show is affected by this.
Yeah, you even feel the civilian casualties more because we've gotten to understand how the random population works through Gohan's eyes.
And we've been watching these people in the stands like cheer on our heroes and stuff for the last 15 episodes. It's cool. It's very
absurd.
Cool.
It's absurd how good this part is. I understand why so many fanboys cite this as their favorite part of Dragon Ball Z now. It's not my personal favorite part, but it's top 3, I think, 4, top 5, top 6. It's up there. Look, it's up there. And then Goku stands defiantly and the rivalry flares once more. It shows their faces up close and then a backdrop of fire. And it's, like,
they're going to fight. Goku and Vegeta are finally going to fight.
It's going to happen, everybody. It's going to happen next episode.
Just kidding.
Nope.
Episode 229. The Japanese title is The Super Confrontation of Destiny. The Clash of Goku versus Vegeta. Title's a lie. The American title is Vegeta's Pride. It's much more accurate.
My episode title is the one that has the iconic Vegeta face shot that you always see. Like, okay, Google Majin Vegeta right now, and the image that they have of Majin Vegeta will be the image from this episode, which admittedly is maybe one of the most priceless, another top 6 Dragon Ball Z scenes. So we started off with people running away from the tournament, which is the correct thing to do after what just happened. Random people leave. Bitches leave. Bitches leave. We cut to the kids immediately, flying towards where they thought Boo was. They talk about, oh, we need to get there faster. We get a little bit from Bobbity. According to the subtitles, 200 people died from Vegeta's little blast.
I was wondering where you got that because I wasn't reading the subtitles.
Yeah. The subtitles are a little, it was hard. For some reason, we talked about the Helix of how they're saying different things, but they end up in the same place.
Sometimes I'll focus on one and sometimes I'll focus on the other. Like I can't, it's hard to pay attention to both unless they're saying similar things.
It sounds
one
weird.
Usually couches my attention over the other though.
Yeah, the narrative that I've been obtaining is my favorite version, either the Japanese or the English. Whichever one I like better is the one that I go with.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. I mean,
it's strange, but like
whatever catches my attention, I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. We might even be describing like a hybrid of the show, which is very interesting.
Yeah, which is probably the best way to enjoy the show. Because I think the English dub, the liberties that they took, they improved the show in some ways, for sure. And we'll talk about it at the very end of this anyway. So the crowd begins to ask the champion to kill Vegeta. The crowd is 100% bought into the Hercule lie. And this makes sense to me.
It's so logical, and it wasn't even on my radar. It didn't even occur to me that this would happen. And the best part is, it didn't occur to Hercule that this would happen.
That's right. Because Hercule's shitting his pants.
He's like, oh, I've got a responsibility. I got to save these people. I got to sell tickets.
I gotta sell tickets. That's what he thinks. He doesn't think about all the dead people. He's like, I gotta sell tickets.
But Vegeta would totally kill Hercule for real with no remorse or anything.
And I think Hercule knows that is the thing. I think he gets that too.
He absolutely would have if Vegeta didn't only have eyes for Goku. And Goku is trying to like get through to Vegeta because remember, Vegeta is now a Majin Vegeta,
right?
Which means that he's under control of Bobbity. He is essentially sort of a slave. Like he has been granted this enormous amount of power in exchange for his obedience. That's what happened to Deborah. That's what happened to Spopovich and other guy. And that's what happened to PP.
Mm-hmm.
So Goku counters all of this that's happening. Like, whoa, Vegeta, I didn't expect you to like turn on us like this. I didn't think that you were weak enough to be controlled. And Vegeta gets pissed and almost kills his wife with another blast into the stands.
That's the shot that I was talking about. The best where he fires this blast just to the left, just off screen, kills however many more people, and the debris and dust flies past him as he stands there, and the wind blows all the smoke towards him, and he just has this wicked fuck smile. Oh my God. Best shot of the episode.
There's one shot where it cuts to Gohan for a second for his reaction, but then in the background you can see all the people running in the stands, where usually when they show the stands of the World Tournament, it's like just these little colored circles, like static. The amount of detail to this, like to give it like a sense of tragedy and horror is kind of,
oh my God, it's
good storytelling.
Fantastic. So after that happens, the absolute money shot of the entire show occurs. Goku turns Super Saiyan and asks, "You're not doing this for Bobbity. You're just doing this for our rivalry. You fucking fuck." After he says that, Supreme Kai says my favorite thing that Supreme Kai has ever said. The thing that he should have said 5 episodes ago, where he exclaims in the middle of all this death, "Who are you people? What is fucking happening anymore?" Emo Vegeta then gives a cute little speech, which Goku made him feel like a bitch because he saved his life. So now he's going to make Goku feel like a bitch by taking his life. That's the abridged version of that speech.
It's a great speech. It's one of like 5 that Vegeta has during these episodes, and every one is gold.
Yeah, Vegeta's monologues are... And I think Christopher Sayboat is one of the main reasons that this is so fucking perfect. His delivery of each of these lines.
I don't know why. Like, I know that Vegeta has been a good character before, but it feels like this is the first time that he's got to like
Flourish.
Really, yeah, flourish is exactly the word. I don't know why it took so damn long, but it's amazing.
It's fantastic.
Anyway, so Goku finally agrees to fight Vegeta if Babidi agrees to transport them somewhere without people, which is a very Goku thing to do.
It's a very Goku thing. It's heroic. It's a smart move. It's a smart move. Supreme Kai stands in front of Goku and holds out his arms. He's like, all right, you know what? No. If this is the right decision, you have to get around me to do it, Goku.
I think I displaced this scene with one on Babidi's spaceship when they were facing off each other right before Vegeta goes Majin.
Effectively, the same thing happens again, but this one has more meaning. Like, yeah, on the ship, Supreme Kai does get between them. Goku doesn't threaten Supreme Kai's life in that. He's just kind of being babysitter, like, don't fight children. This time, he is being babysitter, standing in front of a nuke with a nuke at his back, saying, look, if you want to blow up the Earth, you're going to have to get through me first, nuke. The nuke arms itself in front of a Supreme Kai. And honestly, one of the most badass scenes. Like this whole fucking episode, the last 2 episodes are so goddamn good. And it's just like hit after hit after hit after hit. It's really fucking good. So Supreme Kai stands there in defiance and Goku raises a hand and starts charging a blast. Like, listen, Supreme Kai, I don't even know who the fuck you are. I don't know what your favorite food is. I don't know what kind of Doritos you like. I will kill you. I don't care. And Supreme Kai ends up backing down. It's a really long scene. It's another one of those long, drawn out ones.
It is, and it probably does go on longer than it needs to, but I really like what they're trying. Well, what they do. They just do it plus. They do it 0.5, and they probably should have just done it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't understand Supreme Kai as a character. I don't get him. He's Supreme Kai. What can he do? Why is he supreme? Why is he above all the other Kais? Is he powerful? Does he fight? Does he use magic?
Yeah.
Does he just talk? Is he just a kid that like was born into this line? Like, what is his deal and why is he here and what can he do and why does he think he is the one to stop this from happening? Because he's not doing a very good job right now.
No, he's just kind of this strange tag along. As cute as I think he is, I don't believe that the character of Supreme Kai is developed enough. He shows up, says, I have a title, is treated with respect immediately by Piccolo. And because of that, everybody else starts respecting him. But like, he doesn't explain anything about what he's capable of, what his job is, what he's been doing, what his favorite food is, his favorite flavor of Doritos. He doesn't go over any of that. And so we don't, the scene doesn't hit as hard as it could because we don't understand the character, which the show has done a great job of characterization up until now with this character. So I don't know. Not all of them can be hits. This one is kind of it gets on the dartboard, but it is not a bullseye.
I want somebody to take a stand here and like call Goku and Vegeta out on their bullshit. And he does, but then he can't follow through anyway. So he backs down. Like it kind of makes sense because he's been surprised again and again by seeing their power. So I guess he knows more than we do, you know, what he could actually measure up against. And then he decides, not these guys. But it would have been cool to see him try something.
Yeah, he so far has just countered what our heroes want to do. I see why people think Supreme Kai is whiny or annoying, because so far he's just been whiny and annoying and said, you can't do this, and then been shocked and surprised when they do it over and over and over and gotten in the way. Like he started off by giving Supreme Kai has not had the best character arc because he
needs an arc. That's the problem. Yeah.
He started off just by dumping the plot, dumping what's supposed to be happening, and then did the whiny thing. And that's it. And it's a bummer because I really like the design. I really like the voice acting. I like the idea of the character. That's what I did. I like the idea of the character. I don't like how it's presented. Even in I almost said Spanish, Japanese. It doesn't play out.
Maybe in Spanish too.
Maybe in Spanish. You know, Spanish Dragon Ball Z is a huge fucking deal. So
I know. Maybe it's very different than the English and Japanese.
Yeah, he's the best fucking character in Spanish Dragon Ball Z. I don't know.
Who knows?
Bienvenido, El Dragon Ball Z.
What did you just say?
Welcome, El Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
I didn't even say two. I just said L. I don't speak Spanish very well. I lived in Texas and picked up Texas Spanish, which is not really Spanish. So
it's Tex-Mex.
Dos quesos, por favor, extra pico de gallo sauce. Okay, it's not Spanish.
Anyway, so we get to see the transportation of Babidi and crew from the outside this time, which is kind of cool. They just sort of blink out of existence. Eric Vale and Hercule are left behind, sadly, as is Android 18, which I also thought, because she has like a tiny little moment at the beginning of this episode where she's like, oh, Vegeta, he's got that, he's got that look. He's got that aura about him. I know this is evil.
I've seen that look. I've seen that look.
I've seen it. I've seen it when I was the one wearing it. Like, I just wish she would have been a bigger part of this. It seems like they could connect on.
Yeah, it's such a delicious spice. They just need to add more of it into the dish, and they don't.
Yeah.
It was a weird way to describe a character that was devoured.
Actually, it's perfect if you think about it.
Oh, God.
Anyway, they go to the classic Dragon Ball Z Wasteland set. They bring that back out of the dust the mothballs out of that.
The closet. The cheapest set that they can find, the one that they continue to use, which you could say it harkens back to their original fight, blah, 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 Goku and Vegeta. But look, they've used a Wasteland for every fight. Like every fucking fight.
Yeah, if it was specifically Goku and Vegeta's place, they would have a lot more meaning. But they've been here a lot.
Yeah, they've been here so much.
Dude.
Toriyama. They were just here like an episode ago. It was just purple. It's the same fucking thing. Do something and go somewhere. Isn't this Earth, tundra, forest, desert? Give me something else.
That's it. That's all we have. What you do is you boot up Xenoverse and then make a battle and go to random environment, and then you'll see they have so many maps.
There's so many maps. Space.
Go to the tree one with the rocks and stuff.
Although, if you think about it, Xenoverse has like 9 iterations of Wasteland.
Yeah,
which is funny.
That's true.
But like
they do a pretty good job.
But that just goes to show you how many fucking Wastelands Dragon Ball Z has.
It's true. There's many. What are we talking about? Supreme Kai gets pissed and he's like, okay, plan B, what can we do?
I'm going to take the one that's not crazy into the ship, and we're going to do the thing we were supposed to do.
That's
right.
You
two punch each other and scream and cry or whatever.
You guys distract Babidi and like, don't put energy into Boo's thing. And meanwhile, me and Gohan will go down to the ship and try to, I don't know, destroy it. Maybe I can do it without making it hatch. But even if he does hatch, he'll be less powerful than he would be if we just stood here and let you get beat up until the egg hatched. So
yeah,
I don't know. I like that he's just out of ideas and he's trying so hard. The all-powerful God reduced to like his plan Y is very nice.
As this happens, Babidi tells Vegeta, all right, buddy, your first job is to kill Supreme Kai.
That's right. I'm not letting you do this. You're not going to go down there, not in my ship.
Vegeta receives the order and screams and grits his teeth, and the M on his forehead glows red. And it's
like a brand more than anything at that point.
That's a good way to put it. It's perfect. And Vegeta tells Babidi to eat a big old honking cock. No, I am going to fight Goku. That's all I want to do. It's all I've ever wanted to do. It's the reason I took your oath. I just want to punch Goku in the face 1,000,000 times. I don't care about Supreme Douche. I don't care about his shitty kid who is not strong. I want to pound Goku in the dirt until he's crying. Everything I say sounds sexual this episode.
It really does. And I'm not saying yours was a bad monologue by any stretch, but the one that Vegeta gives is like incredible.
Amazing. It's incredibly good. Yeah.
It ends with, and this isn't going to do it any kind of justice, but it ends with, there's one thing a Saiyan always keeps, his pride.
He screams that out, which means Vegeta literally had the willpower to resist being taken over by Babidi. He literally could have not been taken over by Babidi in that moment by sheer force of pride or will or ego or whatever alone. He could have not been magenitized. But he chose to do it.
Magenitals.
I think Gohan and Goku have a cute little father-son chat where Gohan's like, sorry, everything got so fucked up on your day back. Goku's like, yeah, I'm back, so shit's gonna get fucked up. Like,
yeah, he's like, are you kidding? This is just a normal Tuesday for me.
Yeah, that's the reason I chose to not come back before, dude, is every time I'm back, shit gets fucked up. So I'm sorry.
He instantly proves his theory. Like he left at the end of the Cell saga because he's like, when I'm around, bad guys just kind of seem to show up. So maybe I'll kick it in the afterworld for a while and let peace reign. And then he comes back for one fucking day and the universe is in danger, which begs the question, if Goku hadn't come back, would the universe still be in danger?
Chicken or the egg?
Chicken or the
Toriyama.
egg?
Chicken or the fucking egg? Goku which one is Goku? That's the question. Is Goku the chicken or is Goku the egg? Is the universe the chicken?
I want to call him a chicken because I think it's funny to say that sentence, but
I think this is a long setup, an unintentional setup to Goku is an egg. That's my final statement on the matter.
That's your joke?
You call somebody an egg because they're dumb. Have you never heard that before? I can tell if your Zoom is frozen or if you have just blanked.
I was like racking my brain. I was opening the filing cabinet on my memory trying to like find something under egg that means anything more.
It's like a Shakespearean.
No, egghead is smart.
No. But you call someone an egg, and it means they're just dumb.
You do know that yolk is like the life giver, right? Like that's like one half of the thing that generates.
Tell that to Shakespeare.
He was a hack and also probably like an Illuminati groupthink kind of thing. I meant to say writer's room and it came out Illuminati.
I like that you just rolled with it though, because I was so fucking confused with what you were saying. I just completely lost. You pulled a me where you just started stream of consciousness, but you rolled with it anyway.
It's a weird episode. This episode has a weird energy.
That's strange. So Goku requests that they just skip the warm-up fight and they power up to full power immediately.
Oh, wait. Yeah,
nice.
before Goku and Gohan depart, they the sensu beans. Goku gives him, he's like, here's the sensu beans from that whole Videl thing. You take one and I'll take one, and then we'll put them together in 20 years. And but he doesn't save the bean for when he really needs it, because Gohan up to this point really hasn't been through that much shit. Just a little, in my opinion. But he eats the sensu bean though. He wastes it.
Oh my god. It was the lack of energy with which you put your hand up to the screen. We'll touch them in 20 years. And then you just kept going. That fucking tickles me. Oh my god. So
happy to do it, John.
Oh my god. They skip the warm-up. They go right to Super Saiyan 2. Goku and Vegeta both do.
I really liked this. Yeah, skip the warm-up. Just get to the fight. Because you've spent the entire episode after the episode where you said they were going to fight, building up the fight. So they do. They're like, let's do it. Oh, but Goku does give... fuck it. I'm done with this.
This sucks because these are some of the best fucking episodes so far in the entire show, and we're
massacring it.
We can't bring it this time. Look, sorry everybody. This is what you get.
This feels like our earlier episodes.
It does, except we're almost done.
It was really a good set. I feel like pacing is still just a little bit of an issue, but I'm glad that they're getting these moments of payoff. It's really fun. Yeah. It's really nice. I did not like the last episode, except for the fact that like Vegeta gets some extremely, really very good character development.
Yeah.
But they're still just stalling. Yeah. Just fight already. I swear, if they don't start trading blows next episode, I'm going to explode.
If I don't see two sweaty dudes.
That's all I've ever wanted.
Fisting one another, spit flying out of their mouths, saliva all over the place, grunts. If I don't get grunts, all of this is staying in. I don't think you can cut out my weird sexuality out of this episode, or I won't be in it.
It's impossible. It's won't be in it. I was going to say effervescent, but that's not quite right. I don't think.
It's Illuminati groupthink. It honestly seems like it's gearing up to be pretty good moving forward. We'll see. Though.
Yeah, I agree. But will Goku and Vegeta finally face off against each other? Will this actually come to blows and give us everything we've ever wanted out of this show and everything Vegeta's ever wanted out of this show? Or will they continue stalling until the plot is too boring to handle, in which case they'll take a left turn into something completely different? We'll find out next time on Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z. That's it. That's we did it. We did an episode of the show.
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm. Just for anybody out there listening, this is it's really late for Spencer.
It's so late.
A whole lot. It's not like we're upset with the show. We're upset that we're doing this. We're legitimately just adults up past our bedtime.
It sucks. Yeah, I mean, like this happens so rarely. We're pretty good about it, but like these past couple months for podcasting stuff, has been vary a lot, like interfering with real life and like having to schedule it whenever we can find time. And this, I don't want the podcast to suffer is the thing. So I hope that this was entertaining.
Yeah, at least weird enough.
It was either this or try to cram it in and then possibly not release on time. So we decided to just get it edited or get it recorded when we could still get it out on time.
But you know what? I think it's fun for us to have some normal episodes, a series of normal episodes, and do something weird So.
Yeah, you can't appreciate whatever you like about this podcast without having some of what you don't like to compare it to.
Before you eat that ice cream, take a big old lick of salt.
I guarantee you'll enjoy the ice cream more. I haven't eaten like a bag of salt.
Ever? Weird.
Like a spoonful of salt. I did when I was a kid, and it was the worst experience.
Did you ever just get bored at a restaurant and just eat the random condiments? You know, you just scoop out the jelly or whatever.
Yeah, I think I used to do it with the sweet stuff.
Yeah. Did you ever just open a chunk of butter?
That I never ate. I played with one because it's squishy, but I never actually ate it.
That's the difference between you and I.
You ate the butter?
I eat those butter chips to this day.
Whoa.
Which is why I will die tomorrow. Thank you for listening to Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z. He might hate the show, but he loves that you're listening to it. Support our other shit for the Rocktopus Network. Pun. Peace. There.
That was so good. If you had said the patrons, we wouldn't have to be here right now.
Shit. No, we really should do that. Especially because last episode, I forgot to say all of our patrons at the end of the episode.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's on me. I could have cut that in, and I completely blanked.
Well, I forgot to.
It's on us. So I don't know how we're going to make it up to y'all. Actually, I do. I'm going to do it in post. I'll have to do it in post, but I'll just sit here and sing.
But you're so good.
Out.
You're good enough of a vocalist that you can.
No, I'm
just do it without.
I'm gonna run it through shit. I'm not doing it like me. Like I'm not just gonna. I guess I get. Are we done? You know what? I made a fantastic pun.
You did. You did it already. So. You put the work in early so that we could go to bed.
That's what it is.
So that I could go to bed. I don't know what you're gonna do.
I'm probably gonna eat a pizza slice and then go to bed.
Just one?
Yeah, I only have one left.
Oh, okay. That's the tragedy.
It is.
That's the true tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
It's the story the Jedi wouldn't tell you.
When you could eat one piece of
one
pizza.
fucking pizza slice left.
So he went crazy and impregnated. Is that what did he do?
Yeah, I think
he's the one that
willed into existence Shmi's baby.
Also, who named Shmi?
Well, Shmi had parents.
But like, who would name their kid Shmi and then also sell them into slavery?
Okay, here's what I think happened, right? So they decided they were going to do one of those combination names. You know how it's like, okay, Karen and David, we're going to name our kid Darren, right?
That's actually a pretty good one.
You following?
Wow.
I know. I'm surprised. I am amazed that worked out, if I'm being honest. So it was like, all right, we're going to do one of those combination names. And the doctor's standing there with the paper like, all right.
You only have one chance of this. I got other patients.
Exactly. Yeah. Hurry it up. So give me first name. And she's like, Shelly. And he writes down S-H. And then he says, all right, first name. Points at the other guy. And the guy goes, me? He just writes down me. It's like, done. Here's your fucking birth certificate, bitch.
Here's your fucking kid. Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of my sand hospital. I assume they were born
Slave
on
traders are on the right.
Yeah. Oh no. The Millennium Falcon's on the left because it's something you know. Ha ha. That's all
Star Wars.
It's a shit show. Everybody hates the Star Wars now.
Why? Flintstones? Why?
Because I'm so tired. I'm gonna go have a slice of pie.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty close.
Yeah.
If you cut, I want to version of this episode where all of the Dragon Ball Z references are cut out.
It's just us talking about absolutely nothing over and over and over. Red Letter Media did that where they did the Star Wars Holiday Special where for 45 minutes they talked about everything except the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Wait, like they actually talked about the Star Wars Holiday Special, but then they just cut those parts out? Or they purposefully had a conversation where they, okay.
And then the following day they released their actual discussion of the Star Wars Holiday Special, but they had their first version was just where they cut out everything about the Star Wars Holiday Special and just all the other conversations they had. It was very funny.
That's very good. I like that a lot.
Yeah, so let's just continue to copy them as they influence all of the internet's content.
Yeah.
They really do, though. Weirdly enough.
I know, they're huge.
It's their I don't give no shits about fucking anything, like nihilism that is hopeful. It's their hopeful nihilism. But I'm not going to sit here and break down